professionally prepared design for development of
This time, as Megan gets the list. We have some special guests here that I'd like to recognize. And new pastor at the Loudon United Methodist Church, Randall Wright, is going to lead us in our invocation. And Mr. Jeremiah Grady is going to lead us in the pledge. So I don't know which one's the most nervous, but, anyway, we appreciate them doing it. And it's something that we want to try to make sure that we highlight them and recognize them. So if everyone stand with me, Brother Wright, you lead us in the invocation, and then Jeremiah will tell us in the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, guests, and others. I invite you to pray with me. Almighty and loving God, you call leaders to lead with justice, mercy, and equity. And so we ask tonight, O Lord, that you would pour your Holy Spirit out upon us. Inspire us to be creative. Inspire us to be hopeful. Inspire us to work together to follow your lead in those ever important acts of justice, mercy, and equity. We pray all of this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord, and we all say,
Amen. Hey, Jeremiah.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated. Mr. Wright and Jeremiah will join me up here in the center. Thank you, Mr. Reverend Wright, for your service here to our community. Thank you. Jeremiah, I think that's the best pledge we've had so far. You was loud and vocal. And for you, here's a little thing for your parents may want to frame that. Okay? Thank you, flag as well. So if we could have a picture made here.
I'm having lighting issues. Bear with me.
Okay, Dad, you want to take one? Would you?
I got
You got it, okay.
I got it.
All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Harris,
Here.
Vice Mayor Dixon,
Here.
Councilmember Cardwell,
Here.
Councilmember Newman.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're all accounted for. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the monthly meeting of the Loudon City Council. My name is Mayor Jeff Harris, and I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. Tennessee law gives every Tennessean the right to attend city council meetings and to see how their government is doing business. We appreciate that each of you have taken time out of your own personal schedule in order to be here tonight and to see how your government works. It's my intention as your chair that we create a space where everyone feels seen, heard, respected, and valued. You should have a copy of tonight's agenda. If you do not have one, you can pick one up on the table at the back of the room. This agenda is the guide to the topics we'll be discussing tonight. So in order to conduct efficient business-like meetings, the council has adopted some specific rules to follow. Primarily, these rules are designed to keep the meeting moving, assure that all points of view are heard and considered, and to provide for common courtesy. In a few minutes, we'll come to the place on the agenda entitled Citizens Input, where anyone who has signed in to speak to council is encouraged to do so. We do, however, ask that you wait until you've been recognized before you speak. After being recognized, please approach the podium, address the council, and follow 3 simple rules. At the beginning of the presentation, please state your name for the records. Please address all your questions to the chair and avoid the use of improper language, profanity, or any other inappropriate conduct. Once the citizens' input portion of the meeting is over, the council will proceed with the remainder of the agenda. You're welcome to stay and observe the meeting, but be advised that any additional comments will be limited to 3 minutes each at the discretion of City Council. We ask everyone remember doing the people's business here tonight, which is a very important responsibility for all of us. You can help us do this business by observing the laws and rules that we've established for our meetings. Again, welcome to the Loudon City Council meeting. We're glad that you're here tonight. We do want to recognize all our visitors. Thank you all for coming. I'm sure that there's some things on the agenda that you're interested in, or otherwise you wouldn't be here. I'm sure about that. Next item on the agenda is adopting the agenda. So do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any questions about the agenda? Okay, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, citizens input, I'll call you up as you signed in. Please be mindful of the time. So we will call up first Tom Hale. So have you got any additional comments, or you've made yours already?
I've made more than I should have probably.
That's okay.
But I am here to say that we incorporate what I've already said into this part of the meeting. And I would ask one question though, and that is on the rezoning. My understanding was that there was some overlay put over this rezoning at the first reading. And I'm not seeing that here, and I may have misunderstood that. Did the historic overlay get put over this particular
I
property?
don't think so.
Not yet. There was a requirement that before it could be rezoned, it would be designated as a historic zone with specific historic guidelines.
Okay.
So that would have to be in place before it could be
But
rezoned.
it hadn't been done yet, or has it?
It hasn't, the process hadn't started on
On the
designation
historic?
of the historic zone,
All right,
which would include additional historic guidelines to go with that.
thank you.
That's what was on the later in the agenda anyway.
Well, that gives the power.
Right. Okay, Wanda Banks.
My name is Juan Banks. I've lived on River Road for 30 years now. My husband and I moved there we actually bought the property in 94. And we were looking for a place that was a nice, quiet place to live, convenient, good neighbors, good place. But I'm really concerned about what's proposed and some of the things, as Tom Hale said, that we don't know about and there is really no plan for. And I'm on the side and adjoining the proposed parking lot for this proposed property. So it really does concern me a great deal. It concerns me, number one, about my life, how I live my life and my neighbors. And it concerned me about what will be done that I don't have a clue what it is. So I would like for you to sort of put yourself in my place and my neighbors. How would you feel if that were proposed next to you? I think it will also affect the value of my property a great deal. And it's not gonna be upward either, because I would not be allowed to rezone however I asked for it to be rezoned. That would be chosen by someone else. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Steve Snyder.
Hello, I'm Steve Snyder. I also live on River Road. And the reason we moved here is because we like Loudon. I turn 60 tomorrow and I'm happy that they turn the lights out at 8 o'clock. I can go to bed a nice quiet. And that's why we moved to River Road. And I agree, I do understand development and commercial. I understand the need for an economy and even, a small place. But to do it to somewhere like River Road, we would be considered a neighborhood like anyone else in the city. And I don't think that type of thing would be done in some of the other neighborhoods, or I just don't see the need for using that piece of property for whatever use commercially. I would think that they could find somewhere else possibly more economically productive, 72 or wherever, that I don't understand how it's kind of been shifted to a commercial interest, And I do know that that property, in probably the time that I lived here, which is under a decade, I think it has gone through a process of being on the markets for, I understand. But, and like the attorney said, I don't really know what the plan is for the property. I don't bring more cars to River Road in a very, it's gonna be noisier, and it's gonna take some, city services. They're gonna have to have restrooms and all those type of things that they have to have for commercial property, and I think that would involve the whole city of Loudon, not just, us taxpayers, not just the people that live on River Road. But, yeah, so I would appreciate it if you guys could see it from the River Road residents' viewpoint also, and know that we're concerned about keeping that a nice community that is the reason why all of us moved there. And, the only thing I've got to say though about living in Loudon is it's been a really, really nice place to live. I really do enjoy it. I'm originally from West Virginia, so I love the nature, I love the quiet, I love how things are done here. And I haven't really met anyone that I've disagreed with in Loudon, and really we've been trying to become more a part of the community, and this is probably something I should have been coming to these meetings a lot earlier, so. But, yeah, I would like to not see that property go commercial. So, that's all I've got to say. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for moving here.
Yes, well, we're gonna stay.
Sandra Daly?
I obviously did not dress for the occasion.
Oh, you're fine.
I just want to reiterate all the things I said before. And something I didn't mention was traffic impact, and our neighbor down here brought that up. We just don't know. And I think if we could see, and then the reality might not be as bad as we think it is. So it's just odd, it's hard for us, because normally we can see it, we can make a request to see what something's gonna be, and we know exactly, what the plan is.
Mhm.
So I think that makes us nervous too, you know what I mean? And that's all.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, that's all that signed in, to speak. So, next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. So we have the regular meeting from September 23rd, and then the joint meeting from October 14th.
Mayor Harris, I've reviewed these minutes with the recorder and asked that they be approved in one motion.
Okay. We have a motion to approve these minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions? So we'll be approving these together. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the next set of resolutions, the first one is, we discussed this in the workshop, and all the required documents are in your packet about the authorizing the purchase of 891 Hampton Place Circle, map 040G, Group A, parcel 011.
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Just to point out that we did include also, a recorded plat that kind of shows where the easement is, because I think that was a question that may have been brought up at the workshop. Where's the utility easement there? You can see that on the
And the
map.
pump station.
Yeah, right. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next item is authorizing certain public safety equipment vehicles to be considered surplus.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second. Motion and second. Any questions? That list has not changed, correct, Director Brubaker?
Correct, Mayor.
Okay, so we just seen that list at the workshop. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item is authorizing the award of a service weapon to retired police officer Benny Hauser.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I guess one question I have, Director Brubaker, do we want to try to get a case for that? Are you going, used to Councilmember Webb took care of that. Can you arrange that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I know this is gonna seem weird, this is ordinance on third reading, okay?
I'll take the hit on this.
That's not a
This is- this is
misprint.
my- this-
Thank
this-
you.
This is, I take the hit.
That is not a misprint, okay? So if you remember, this is an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Loudon by repealing section 14, which we just had a public hearing on, and it was just an odd thing, and you don't really need to take the blame, no blame here.
I did it.
We just got things out of kilter here. So what we need here on this is a motion and a second, and then everybody vote no, okay?
Please, please vote no.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, do I have a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. What we didn't wanna do is make a motion to not approve.
Right.
So, we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say it.
Has to be
Oh,
roll call.
okay, sorry. We almost got through.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is near and dear to my heart here.
Okay,
Councilmember Cardwell.
Nay.
Vice Mayor Dixon.
No.
Councilmember Newman.
No.
Mayor Harris.
no,
Thank you, 0-4.
all right, man, y'all follow direction very well. That was kind of a housekeeping item, I guess we need to clear up there. Okay, now, ordinance on second reading, sound familiar? This is an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Loudon, Tennessee by repealing section 14, chapter 10, Historic Zoning Commission, and replacing it in its entirety.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, do I have a second? Have a motion and a second, any questions?
This is the right version.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the right
Correct.
version. Okay, roll call, please.
This is the final version.
That's right.
Councilmember Cardwell.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Dixon.
Aye.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Harris.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all for that, kind of mixed up thing, but we got it straightened out, so. Now, the next item is amending the zoning map of the City of Loudon, Tennessee pursuant to 13-7-203, 13-7-204 Tennessee Code annotated to rezone property located on River Road, described as tax map 040 parcel 36, approximately 2.34 acres, tax map 040 parcel 37, approximately 10.29 acres from R1 low density residential district to small planned development district. I know there's several people here tonight that has spoke about this, and I think in the workshop there were some questions about, once it's rezoned and, the going forward with whatever could go in there. I think section 4 and 5 have been added to the resolution. Hopefully that clears up some of that. So, what's the pleasure of council?
I'll make a motion we approve this.
Okay, do we have a second? Okay, do we have a second? I'm gonna make a second. Motion to approve? Okay. So this allows us to discuss it now.
Mr. Mayor, just based on some of the comments from, especially Mr. Hale, two things. One is, he brought up some things that I think to be prudent, we need to research and find out just where we do stand. And second, what I'm hearing, not just here tonight, but from other calls is people just don't know what's going to happen. And I think we may need to do a better job of dispelling the fears because I think that's what the fear is. It's the fear of the unknown of what is going to happen and what may happen. So based on that, I'd have to make a motion to table this action.
Okay? Do we have a second on that? I've had some of the same conversations. I think the NDA has made some people nervous. I get that, and I totally understand that. I think there's been a lot of discussion on it. It is unique, it's different, it's something that we might need to make sure that we've done a little more, get more questions answered if that's the case.
We've all had
Oh, yeah,
people talk to us about this situation.
right,
This probably be the best thing we can do is table this issue. And like John said, research it just a little bit more in detail
So
and go from there.
would we want to put this on the next month's workshop? Is that
I wouldn't put it on the agenda until we
get, okay.
find out.
Yeah.
So your motion doesn't have
It
a,
just tables it, and then we'd have to make a motion later to take it off the table
okay.
and bring it up.
Okay, is everybody clear with that? We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion about it or questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be, I mean, there's obviously a lot of public concern about this, so I would like more details to become made public. And my greatest concern is the potential for a 6 acre parking lot on River Road.
Mhm.
That just doesn't fit. Doesn't fit, Loudon. It doesn't do, it's not, I don't think it's beneficial to the people, to the citizens, and, we're hearing that here tonight.
Well, I guess the question is, if you don't know, it may not be a 6 acre parking lot, but if you don't know, it could be.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, the potential extra parking, could be, until there's more plans and more details made public that we know what will be there. I think it's safest to table until we come back to that, until we have those details.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussions? So, motion and second is to table this till further information is acquired, I guess. Okay, roll call, please. It is a roll call. No, yeah, it's a roll call.
We can just do a motion.
Just about.
Just vote.
Okay,
Yeah, because it's just a
Oh, yeah,
a motion to
yeah.
table.
okay, we have a motion. Do we have, and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. So that was tabled. Okay, ordinance on first reading, amending the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget. There's a list of items that, Director of Finance has included. Is there any questions about any of those? It's sort of almost the last page of your,
Yeah, let me take one last.
okay.
I'd like to add that I also added the budget amendment for the purchase of the land at Hampton Place that was approved earlier,
Mhm.
but I failed to put that in the memo. I focused only on the mechanic position in the memo.
You can see that at the bottom of the list, and we also just estimated closing cost and put that, add that 1,500 in there too.
So all this is just for that mechanic position,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. And then the one revenue stream, I don't know how we amended, is the revenue we get from LUB for the maintenance of their vehicles. How is that captured?
If you'll see in the second block of items, you'll see gas, water, sewer,
Okay, so that's where okay,
electric.
okay, oh, I got it.
In the revenue section there, yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to approve amending the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget.
Councilmember Cardwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Dixon. Mayor Harris.
Aye.
Thank you.
So we could say 6/25,
On November 25th.
November 25th.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is fuel comparison. That's your last sheet there. You can see the quotes and everything there. Looks like Rogers Petroleum came in with a low bid. You can see the prices there. Price of $18,019. Okay. Department reports. So Mark, you want to explain your lineup out there? Or we can put them up on the screen too, I think we have them.
Yeah, we, put these items in the budget a year and a half, 2 years ago to keep our fleet updated. This is a 2024, garbage truck.
That's the cleanest you'll ever see it.
So then we replacing one of our units we currently have in stock. We'd like to do that every 3 to 5 years, to make sure our equipment is adequate to service the public. This is hoping that we never get another snow in the city of Loudon because they are so hard to take care of. So the purchase of the trucks were initial about a year ago, and then we outfitted the trucks with snow plows that actually fit or made for those trucks. We increased the size of the truck from a 350 to a F550 four-wheel drive. The 150 was increased to a 250 four-wheel drive. And we still have one snowplow from our previous fleet that we'll continue to use this year. And again, hope that we do not have any snows. Salt beds, salt boxes are installed on the back of those trucks. They spread salt as they plow through the snow. And again, this is some very nice equipment we're very happy to have. And it's just hope that we don't have to use it.
I'm sorry, Director Harold, I only had 5 seconds between each
We've
slide.
done, put that in there on purpose. That's on purpose.
That's a pile of garbage.
It was a rotating.
We don't want to
Very
give
much,
you,
and it's just a process that's been ongoing and equipment, especially that it took about 18 months to receive this truck. And again, we'll come back to you probably in about 6 months to surplus one of our current trucks.
that's what I was gonna ask you, plan on surplusing
Yes, sir.
one of them?
Yes.
Okay. What model's the one you plan on surplusing? Is it,
Well, we have two we're looking at right now. I hate to say it, one of them is about 20 years old.
okay,
We hung on to that truck because it doesn't have any emission stuff and it's easier to work on. But again, a 20-year-old truck versus one that's 7 years old, should probably get rid of a 20-year-old truck. But it's been a good truck, it's a Ford truck, it's served the city well.
well, it's a very important job, I'm sure all the council members here can tell you, the one call we get if trash is not picked up is that, you know?
I thought that's what all these folks were about.
Yeah. They didn't get my trash.
We don't want them to the landfill.
I like it.
Yeah,
Thank you
well,
very
and
much.
let's hope, you know, we may not have to use the scrapers, but, you know, we've got them if we need.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Director Brubaker, have anything to report?
No, sir.
Okay. City Engineer Michael Hogan?
I just want to thank LUB and Public Safety for all they've been doing with the I-75 work on the bridge. None of us like having that traffic diverted through town, but appreciate their help in trying to manage that.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I mean, I know everybody's complaining about traffic, and I get it. You gotta understand, TDOT did not notify us about that. We just kind of found out about it through somebody posted something on Facebook, and we called TDOT and said, is this accurate? Is this really gonna happen? Because if it does, it's gonna affect our community. So late Friday afternoon, a week ago, we put a team together, and LUB, Electric Department, Michael Hogan from our city engineer and Public Works, and our facilities management group, public safety, police, fire, everybody got together. We went out, programmed red lights, the longer times. So that has helped mediate some of the problems. So we've got one more week. This is supposed to be the last week of it, so.
Also want to compliment Mark, you know, he's been trying to, didn't want to forget about providing city services while we're doing that too.
Yeah, you can imagine if you have trouble getting to McDonald's, they gotta get the service truck, their garbage truck to all these neighborhoods as well, so they have to fight the traffic as well. So appreciate you bringing that up, Michael. I had that on my list to highlight as well. Thank you for that. I don't know if I see anyone else. Melissa?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Council member reports, Councilmember Newman?
Hey, thanks.
Nothing?
Nothing today.
Okay. All right, any RAC meeting coming up, do you know of?
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
I was gonna say, I looked at Mark.
Okay,
Mark should know right off the top of his head.
Okay. Vice Mayor Dixon, you have some planning commission items up there?
I do. I have a historic zoning commission meeting, application for certification of appropriateness for structure updates, 800 Main Street, applicant Southern Home Services, property owner Jessica Penner. Have the offices in the facilities, that's the old building downtown on Main Street, across from the river.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
They bought that and they're gonna fix it up and make it look good. Have some offices in the upstairs, what
Yeah,
she said.
a lot of people that thing's been in disarray for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been called the, what, Bath Killer Building, what else?
It's the oldest building.
One of the oldest ones around, right.
Application of appropriateness for signage, 612 Grove Street, the shop's on the square, applicant John Carey, property owner Bo Carey, had the new sign, the same color, it was approved by the committee. Then the application of appropriateness for windows replacement on 612 Grove Street, had the shops on the square, applicant John Carey, owner Bo Carey, that was approved also by the committee.
Okay.
This is the Loudon Regional Planning Commission. Final plat from Tennessee National, Pod 13B, lots 8, 9, and 10. Applicant John Anderson, property owner Dieter and Jennifer Bergner. Is planned PDD, Planned Development District, approved by the Planning Commission. The final plat from Tennessee National, Pod 15-B, applicant Tyler Gross, Barge Design, property owner Tennessee National. That was approved by the Planning Commission also.
Okay, you have BZA.
This is Loudon Board of Zoning Appeals. We had a variance request to waive a 300-foot distance requirement for automobile wrecking junk salvage yard from residential district from eastern property boundary, rear of the lot from Highway 11. Applicant was Jack Qualls, property owner Dennis and Chastity Hackman. That was approved by the commission. The variance request from 103 Church Street, front and side request approved by the commission. It was owned by John Mark and Lee Ann Wisham. The variance request to decrease 25-foot building on 335 Lighthouse Point Boulevard. Applicant and owner Nathan Laird, approved by the commission. A variance request, 6-inch variance needed to meet zoning setback at 407 Coffee Lane. Applicant Angelica Gonzalez, property owner Martin Cortez Sivas. That was approved by the commission.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Cardwell.
Yes, the Loudon Utility Board met today at 4:30. The first two actions we had, looked at water rate and wastewater rate increases. This was based on a Jackson Thornton study. And what it was looking at was, were we charging the correct amount to recapture the cost of doing business? And what they found out, there were a couple of rate classes that we weren't. So the board took action and approved those recommendations. So the water rate will increase January 1st for the industrial, large industrial, Telco Village bulk sales, and Watts Bar bulk sales. And that will go in effect, I said, 1 January, and then it will also be another change 1 January of 26, and it'll be in effect for 2 years. And that will then bring us up to where we're recapturing the cost of producing that water for those rate classes.
That's not the residential class, okay?
Yeah, that was just
It's
industrial,
not- right.
large industrial, Telco Village, and Watts Bar. The second was wastewater. Same thing, looking at, are we charging the appropriate amount to recapture the wastewater? And that will affect Loudon inside residential and large industrial. And that will go in effect 1 January 25. And it'll be for the 2-year period.
Okay.
We also authorized an agreement for surveying work. We also established the natural gas rates. The others, we approved a contract with Premiet. Because of that wastewater, was that on wastewater or water? No, it was water, I'm sorry, for water. They asked for a delay until April 1st, and that was granted, and also there was a 5-year negotiation of what that water rate would be, just knowing that Premiet's our largest consumer of water. And the second was we approved a contract with BP to manage our gas supply, and that's for the next 12 months. That's all that was from LUB.
Okay.
There was no Historic Preservation Advisory Committee meeting this month. However, the committee's been busy. One is, we met last Wednesday morning with Sarah Anderson of the East Tennessee Development District, and we looked at different zones to to apply for a grant from the Historic Preservation Fund. And as we discussed in the workshop, step one is to complete our historic asset inventory. And so this is a grant to do that. And we gave her 3 different areas to look at and then to go get us a quote just to see what we're talking about. I mean, we have no idea. So the first is our current historic zone. The next was extending that zone out to around Ward Avenue and including a little bit more of the town. And the third was even bigger. It said the corporate limits south of I-75, so none of the industrial or Tennessee National is too new, and minus some of the industrial areas. So just to see just how much it would cost to do those 3, then we can sort of see what grant we want to go for.
Do we have to get that CLG first before we apply for the grant?
No, separate things,
Okay.
but if we get the CLG before, we get points added to the grant application. But we're sort of doing both lines of effort at the same time.
Okay.
The second was in connecting with Mr. Dixon had to say was on the Blair warehouse. On Wednesday, we also had Sarah Anderson, but also had Justin Heskew from the Tennessee Historic Commission down, and we toured the property with the property owner, and with the purpose of going through, and he laid out what the historic preservation guidelines were for both outside the building, but also on the inside of what they have to do in order to qualify for tax credits on their remodel. And so it was a very informative meeting for the property owner and for us of just what all has to be done, to what level it has to be done, and to try to both encourage them to do the right thing, but also help them out with the tax credits if the state can do that.
And their plan was approved.
Yeah,
They
it was
submitted.
approved, hopefully they did.
It was approved, and they just went in more detail about where plaster has to be, how the floors have to be, and some really good details.
Specific stuff, yeah.
Yes. And then the last was on October the 10th, the tourism board met, and the biggest thing that came out of that is that we're now live on the program to where the tourism board can pull data of events in Loudon, so we can talk about, to see how much traffic there is. We can track now where people were before they visited a specific spot in Loudon, where they went after, and so we're just pulling data to see. So Mark, we had 4,200 people showed up for Riverfest this year, so we can tell where they were before Riverfest, where they went after Riverfest, and just for grins, we pulled up the Pickle Festival.
Everybody remembers the Pickle Festival.
And it was over 14,000 people showed up for Pickle Festival.
It was a big deal, wasn't it?
So anyway, so now we've got this database and we can use it to start tracking on our, different commercial aspects. Is what we're doing generating the traffic that we think it's going to do, and also helps us in our advertising and tourism of where the people are going, what they're doing when they're here, and where they go afterwards. So a great tool. We just need to, feed it some more data so we can get out of it what we want.
The downside of that is nothing's private.
Well,
If you got your phone with you, they can track you.
Yeah, that's why it's affectionately called as the creeper program.
That's right. Kind of creep people out.
That's right. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. A couple announcements I think Megan put a copy of this on everyone's desk or on their spot. Tell the community as well. We have a cleanup day scheduled. It's No Trash November, which is an event through Keep Tennessee Beautiful, which we are a partner of Keep Tennessee Beautiful. So Saturday, November 16th, we'll meet here at 9 o'clock. If you'd like to help pick up trash in our community, we'd sure love to have you. We will provide all the safety vests and the litter picker uppers and bags and all that, gloves and all that stuff. So it's a good time to come and help clean up our community. So we've done several of them. Sometimes attendance is good, sometimes it's just me and 2 or 3 others. So but we still go out and pick up. Kanye Ice, the truck will be here to give out free Kanye Ice, shaved ice treats. So that they've agreed to come and do that for free as well. So if you'd like a flyer, there's some here. If you want to take some with you, feel free to do that. Also, Megan provided the 2025 schedule for all of our meetings. So this will be put in the paper, and that will be publicized as well, but that's a copy for you. We did have several birthdays and both or anniversary dates. I know you got some birthdays too.
Yep.
You will go ahead and do your birthdays and
In the administration, Ashley Collins, October the 18th. Greg Lambert, October the 9th. The police department, Luke Hawkins, October the 6th. Kent Russell, October the 7th. Jerry Valletta, October the 10th. In the fire department, Kevin Abercrombie, October the 6th. Travis Gray, October the 7th. In public works, Mark Harrell, October the 8th. Brandon Jacobs, October 21st. Jeff Lawhon, October the 15th. Macklin Russell, October the 16th. In the electric department, Roy Hughes, October 27th. Chad Udi, October 29th. In the water plant, it was Cody Watkins, October the 7th. Wastewater treatment plant, Andy Belcher, October 10th. Customer service, Callie Smallin, October the 8th. And miscellaneous service, Mayor Jeff Harris, October 16th. That's all, Mayor.
thank you. Happy birthday to all those listed there. We had some service awards that were not awards, but actually people that hit their service anniversary in October. We want to recognize them. Jamie Petty over at the warehouse, he's celebrating 1 year. Sharonette Fiesel in the electric department, 2 years. Brody Houston, electric department, 2 years. Cody Manus, gas, water, and sewer, 7 years. Christy Ingram over in customer service, 17 years. Jim McKee and over at the warehouse, 28 years. Greg Brown, 31 years in the electric department. And then the old man on the block, it's hard to believe, Roy Hughes, electric, 47 years. So he's got to be shooting for 50.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be going for 50. I mean, 47 years working for Loudon Utilities. Thank you for that, those that's worked that long, and those that just have celebrating their anniversaries in October. And from the city, Colton Brown, Facilities and Maintenance and Marks Department, 3 years. Lucas Best, Facility and Maintenance, 3 years, and Dylan Russell, Facilities and Maintenance, 3 years. All those guys was hired at the same time, doing a good job. Jeff Trout, Recreation Department, 13 years. April Farmer in the Police Department, 18 years. Jason Lorenz, Facility and Maintenance, 18 years. Kathy Ridings, Customer Service, 23 years. Larry Jenkins, Facilities and Maintenance, 28 years. And Scott Newman, the Police Department, 29 years. Okay. Is there any other closing comments, anyone? Sure, don't recognize. Yeah,
I'm
we'll
sorry,
recognize you.
I apologize to Eric. We did have the RSC meeting this past Wednesday, and we did talk about a couple of things. We do not meet until January, so I was answering his question on that. A couple of important things did come about, and with a good crowd here tonight, I want to talk about it. We are putting together a new master plan. It's a 5-year plan, and we hope to start on that January, February of this coming year, so we'd like to have any kind of input. We'd like to invite you guys to attend. It's the third Thursday of every month, beginning in January. And tell us what you'd like to have and what you'd like to see. We'll be sending out through Kimley Horn, one of our architectural firms. We'll be sending out some mailers and and respond to that. If you just have one little thing, just please respond to it and tell us what you'd like to see for the future of the recreation department in the next 5 years. So it was a good meeting, and we did go to press, I guess you could say, with the Kimley Horn project, with this paving of the walking trails and doing some maintenance. It's been a little overdue, so we hope to see it groundbreaking probably March of next year. Apologize again to Eric, I misled him there on that answer. So Eric was out of town, he was in Tri-City, so he wasn't able to attend.
Okay, just last note, just remember Wednesday, manager interviews starting at 10, right?
Is there a public meeting on Thursday or something? I saw something about.
On Halloween?
I don't know, public meeting on Thursday. Did you know what it?
No, I put public meeting, I didn't write the date, so.
It's the CDBG application.
No, yeah, which we don't,
Public hearing
yeah,
for
which,
that.
East Tennessee Development District is handling that, but I
Yeah.
mean, we,
We don't have.
It's not
You can-
ours.
yeah, it's not ours, they have to post it and do it and hold
Okay.
it, but,
I saw something on public meeting, that's what
Yes.
that.
It is ours, they're doing it for us, but the project has not been determined. You have to have the public hearing before you can.
So what input
Possibly
are they
apply.
wanting from the public?
I don't know that answer, I'll have to get that information back to you.
I mean, because that's the reason to have a public meeting, they want to decide this, what's the question that they want answered? If you can get that, and so we can put it on our Facebook and get it out so
Yeah.
people can,
yeah, that's
and
the,
it's 10 o'clock here, correct?
yes, and
Okay.
Mitch Loomis has set all that up, I think, with East Tennessee Development District.
Okay.
So, okay, any other comments? Okay, all right, thank you, this meeting is adjourned, thank you all for coming.
Championship.